Hey, you guys. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. We're going to do a full recap of 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After Part 5. I have not done a recap of 90 Day Fiancé just because I really haven't had time. And today reminded me of why I didn't do it is because it took all day. I wanted to start on it last night, but I didn't have time to start on it last night. So I started on it today, and it literally took hours. This tell all part 5, though, it was longer. Well, the tell-alls I think are a little bit longer normally, but this tell-all included a lie detector test. It included Patrick dropping some tea about Liz and Ed, and it really made me wonder if the cameras purposely did not capture Liz and Ed holding hands. I know there were times when they were in the mansion, specifically when they were in the hot tub and things like that, where I saw them very close together. And I wonder why the cameras did not focus on that more. Like normally, them cameras love something scandalous. So when Patrick revealed that Big Ed and Liz were cuddly and snuggly and holding hands, I'm like, why did the cameras not show that? They showed Ashley being mad over Alexi doing this to her. They showed, a lot of nonsense that I don't know. I wonder if they purposely left that out for the sake of Liz's new relationship. But cameras didn't catch it, but Patrick spilled the beans on it. And now I wonder, I did see some like little report that Liz and Jason were broke up, but it wasn't from a very reputable news outlet. So then I went to Liz's Instagram page and I saw that her and her daughter had like they were painting signs saying like welcome home or something like that. And I know Jason is like military. So it made me wonder like if they're not broke up and that was for Jason. Either way, we're gonna get into the recap because I'm like, when does it end? I mean, not that it's interesting, so I'm all here for it, but I'm like, this is literally the longest tell-all I have ever like seen in my life. So let's go ahead, let's get into it because it is a lot. All right, guys. Let's see. We're going to be doing the tell all part 5. But before we do the part 5, let's go over what we know previously. So the couple stayed in a mansion for a few nights. Where several arguments broke out over the course of those nights. Throughout the couples staying in this mansion together, it was revealed that several of the couples have not slept in the same bed. Some don't even sleep in the same room. Should I make the picture bigger or should I leave it small? You guys let me know. Yes, Rob and Sophie are done. I know Big Ed and Angela can't be a couple with each other. I see a lot of people say that, and I'm like, I get it, but then I'm like, they would kill each other. Like Big Ed and Angela are the same. You know how they say opposites attract? Like you can't have two alphas. They're both alphas. So there's no way. They would literally kill each other. So let's make it a little bit bigger, you guys. All right. It was revealed that several couples have not slept in the same bed. Some are not even sleeping in the same rooms and haven't in months. Get up there. I'm not trying to stop sharing. Okay. Let me back that up. Sorry, you jumped up too fast. Sophie says she and Rob haven't bumped uglies in like over a year. What the what? I think Rob is very handsome. So I'm very shocked to hear that she's not bumping uglies with Rob because I think he's cute. Angela and Michael did not stay in the house the first night. Wow, that was quick. But they made up for it the second night, bringing all the drama, or if you want to be honest, all the abuse. Angela brought all the abuse. Per usual, Angela is not happy with Michael, so she berated him, she cussed him, she threatened him, just like she has done the entirety of this show. I do feel like it's gotten worse over the seasons, but it's always been there, that's for sure, and it was not lacking in these episodes. Now, Big Ed and Liz, they arrived separately. Liz arrived first, where she told the girls a lot of information about her and Big Ed's sex life. Now I've been having nightmares about that. Um, in the first season with Big Ed and Rose, he talked about why he calls himself Big Ed. But if you watched like the last episode before the tell-alls, Liz dropped a little truth bomb where she's like, Ed has a small penis. So I wonder if he calls himself Big Ed because there's already a little Ed. Little Ed already exists. Anyways, Liz told the girls that she felt like the second she saw Ed, she would probably throw her shoe at him. Something similar did happen. Versus throwing her shoe at him, she threw her arms around him. Jasmine was like, "What? Look at Jasmine." I don't know. I'm new to Jasmine and Gino. I haven't watched any of their story before. This is the first time that I've watched their story. But I see that and I can kind of understand it. I did see her like seeing her freak out on Gino so much. I was like, oh, okay, I kind of get it. But I see that she gets a lot of hate. But some of this, I'm like, she's funny. Like, I also like, she's just very honest. Like, she said she was going to divorce you when y'all got back. You know what I'm saying? She's just very honest. So I was like, I don't know. I kind of like her. I don't like how she yells, and I've only seen her, like, this season, so I don't know, like, if she's like Angela or Big Ed, like, I may be missing out on that, but from the episodes that I've seen, she's funny. She is funny. She's not as bad as Angela, though. That's good. I thought it was really funny, though, when Liz and Ed hugged and Jasmine is like, "Oh, what? What a little liar." Okay, Annie Oakley says, "Jasmine is Angela 2.0. We cannot have that. We don't need an Angela 2.0. We don't even need an Angela. I mean, I'm not saying that I wish she would die or anything. We just don't need her to have that type of behavior." So, Big Ed and Liz were super flirty, spent a lot of time around each other, except the night that Liz's boyfriend Jason stayed at the house. That night, Liz and Ed, they were back to hating each other and making nasty comments to each other, per usual. Now, Emily and Kobe, they're there. Everything is picture perfect for their relationship, pretty much. Emily is very, very pregnant. They revealed that they have purchased their own home. Kobe even broke down at the tell all when talking about how much Emily's parents helped them when they needed a place to live or when they lived there. That was an emotional segment for everybody. Watching Kobe like tear up, I'm like, oh, hold on one second, you guys. I gotta mess with my air. It got hot real quick. Right when I walked back in, I turned it up. Now I'm turning it back down. Okay. I don't get her attraction to Ed. Yeah, right. I don't either. It's a really weird thing. I don't get it either. I love Kobe though. Kobe is so stinking like awesome. All right, so after that, Ashley and Manuel are there. They kind of faded into the background, I feel like, with the tell all, because TLC obviously they prefer to capture abuse more than anything else. So they kind of fade into the background. One of the things that was revealed in their segment is that Manuel had told Ashley on two different occasions that he would leave her and go back to Ecuador. At the tell all, he explained why. He said that Ashley had not completed his paperwork to get his green card so he can work in the States. Meanwhile, she spends sometimes 4 hours at the gym. That's wild. Ashley did end up acknowledging that it should have been a priority for her to get the paperwork done. She tells everybody that they've recently hired a lawyer to take care of it, so they're getting it taken care of. Yeah, I will say that Manuel is a really funny, and I do wish we would see more of him. I think he is hilarious. Patrick and Thais, I always feel like I'm going to say her name wrong. Thais, they are there. They actually arrived first, and they got to pick the best rooms in the mansion, which like playfully upset Jasmine. At least I think it was playfully. I don't know. Not much drama with these two, Thais and John, Thais and Patrick, except John being an issue and Patrick needing to get a blessing from Thais's dad to marry Thais. The dad seems to hate Patrick. But the dad does seem to get along better with John than Patrick. Hey, I'm here to party. Yeah, so Patrick actually did get to come to the mansion for like one night, but I guess the agreement was if you come, you got to bring your own beer. The beer that we supply is strictly for the cast. Because I couldn't get a screenshot of this, but when he walked into the mansion, he had his own 6 pack of beer. And I'm like, this dude either comes prepared all the time or he had to bring his own alcohol. I don't know. Um, Either way, he was there, he was ready to party. Love it. Now, during part 3 of the tell all, the PI found no evidence that Michael was cheating or scamming Angela. Rather than Angela being excited and happy about this, like she said she was going to be, she was like, I hope I'm wrong. I want him to tell me that I'm wrong. And when he said, you're wrong, she blew up and she said, 2 weeks isn't enough to find anything, even though he had 6 people working the case, him and 5 others. Oh, also, you guys, I told y'all you're here for 90 Day Fiance. I'm going to be having somebody on my channel, hopefully this Friday, that is connected to the 90 Day Fiance. I think it's somebody that I'm super excited about, somebody that I think you guys will have a lot of questions for. I can't say who it is yet, and I'm kind of even hesitant to speak it because there's been times that people have agreed to come on my channel and the last minute they back out or something happened or somebody put a stop to it or something like that. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully this person comes because it is going to be so stinking exciting. It will be live, so you guys will be able to ask this person questions. Okay. All right, Elle, tell us. I wish I could, but I'm also kind of scared they're going to try to stop it. Like the network may try to stop it if like we release it too soon. All right. So Angela blew up telling everyone that she did not care that the PI found nothing, which kind of confused everybody. Everybody's like, what? A couple of cast members actually tried to stand up to Angela, most notably Colby. Angela did not take lightly to Colby trying to like stand up to her. And she literally looks to, it is not going to be Angela. She literally looks to the man that she is constantly attacking, constantly berating, treating like her slave. She looks to him and says, why aren't you taking up for me? What? I mean, I'm not calling Michael a dog, okay? But just for reference, you cannot abuse a dog, beat on a dog, and then expect that same dog to protect you. Usually won't work that way. So treating Michael the way that you treat him and then expecting him to protect you. I mean, what's crazy is he does though. What's crazy is Michael was like, Colby, it's fine. It's fine. I got it. It's my marriage. Like, it's fine. I get it. I get it. So even though most men or most women would not, he actually did try to. He actually tried to like stop Colby from saying anything. More than likely because he knew, oh my goodness, and this is manipulation at its finest. If a husband takes up for you because he wants to and he loves you, and he's like, you're my wife, I'm not going to let nobody talk to you like that, that is because he wants to. If a husband feels like he has to take up for you or it's going to be hell to pay, that's manipulation. That is him. That is you manipulating your husband. You have instilled a fear in this person that if they don't cooperate or behave or do the things you want them to do, their life is going to be hell for the next however long. And y'all guys remember when Michael went missing? Angela appeared on 90 Day on John Yates' channel, and people were like, well, were y'all fighting? No, we weren't even fighting. Y'all just come back from a tell-all where you said not one nice word to this man, where you told him when y'all got home you were going to take his visa. Like, you got up in his face, where if it would have been somebody getting up in my face, like I said, I don't condone getting physical with somebody or violence. But if something got in my face the way Angela ran up them stairs and got in Michael's face, I would have knocked her clean out of her shoes. She would have flew right back down quicker than she flew up. And listen, I don't want, obviously, you don't want to see nobody getting physical with anybody. a man getting physical with a woman getting physical with a man. But there was this part of me that chuckled when this and it was uncontrollable. You know how you can't control your dreams? I could not control this thought. When I seen her nose to nose with him, I had this thought in my head, what if he reared back and just knocked the tar right out of her and she went flying? And I chuckled at it for a minute and I kind of felt bad because I was like, but still, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I can't say there would not have been a part of me that would have been like, well, you get what you deserve. You don't break the law and expect not to go to jail for it. You don't. There was this situation that I know where this 17-year-old got up in this like 21-year-old woman's face. And the 17-year-old's mom was sitting next to this. And the 17-year-old's mom said, get up in her face, hit her if you want to. She's grown, she can't touch you. And this 24-year-old or however old she was above the age where she's an adult, but the other person was like 17. So she was barely there. And her mom was literally encouraging her to get in this adult's face, hit her if you want to. The adult can't do nothing. So the adult said, if you step into a woman's shoes, you might get your beat just like you're a woman. And that's the way that I feel. You get in a man's face, don't be shocked. I mean, I don't want to see it. But the way that Angela behaves, it wouldn't be a nightmare if it happened. You know what I'm saying? It'd be more like a dream come true. Anyways, let's continue. Where am I at? Let's see. Okay, yes. So, like Jasmine told Angela, that the way that she treats Michael, she wouldn't even treat her dog that way. Or how Kobe said that Angela disrespects Michael so much that a fly would not respect him. Now, later after filming, we have the Mean Girls Club where Thais and Sophie turn into Mean Girls when Lauren and Alex came out to say goodbye. They had to catch a flight to head back home. From what Lauren said, and I've watched 2 of Lauren's Instagram lives lately, where she said Alex had to work the next day. They did not have a sitter. Theus came out of nowhere asking if Lauren thought she was better than them because she was leaving and going back to the house. And not only that, but she lied and accused Lauren of like bashing her on Pillow Talk, which the whole reason they bring other cast members on Pillow Talk is to watch the episode and give their opinions. So if Lauren sat there like this out of fear, well, if I say something or I give my opinion, next time I go to a reunion, somebody's going to attack me. I can't say nothing. No, that's the whole point of them being on Pillow Talk is to watch other people's segments and have their opinion. Now they show her this. Why do I always feel like I'm saying her name wrong? I don't know. They show her and she's like, you were bashing me on Pillow Talk. And Lauren's like, no, I didn't. I only said that I like John, and I do like John. And it seems like Homegirl mistook Lauren saying that she liked John as her saying she doesn't like her, which is not the case. It didn't mean that she didn't like her. A lot of people like John. I mean, honestly, I liked Theus until this point. I liked her, but I liked John as well. You could have liked both of them. So yeah, Theus is like, you're not better than anyone, and Lauren's like, I never said I was. What are you talking about? And then Sophie jumped in accusing Lauren of being fake and not showing their real issues, which Alex and Lauren, they had some issues on this past season. Lauren shares the fact that she has Tourette's. She suffers from body dysmorphia. She went through surgery, and obviously her making that decision to have surgery caused her and Alex to have a lot of problems. And then not long after the surgery, she decided she wanted to go back to work, and Alex was not happy about that, and they argued, and they showed their problems. The only difference is that Alex and Lauren seem to have normal issues because they have a healthy relationship. The reason Alex and Lauren don't have issues like Rob and Sophie, is it Sophia or Sophie? Sophie, is because they have a healthier relationship. Yeah, Tourette's is hard to live with, especially in public. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know she had Tourette's until like, I don't know, like a few, maybe weeks ago. I don't know where I was at, but I missed it. Um, yeah, they talk like adults. They don't behave like babies throwing a temper tantrum, which is how Sophie does. She literally, like the squishmallow. Take the squishmallow. What? That's what my daughter does. When I get on to my daughter and she's holding a stuffed animal or a toy that I just got her, she's like, I don't want it anymore. That is literally identical to what my 7-year-old child does. Okay? So there's a reason, Sophie, you were watching their segments and you're thinking, wow, they're not showing any issues when they literally are showing issues. Is because they behave way better. They respect each other. They act like adults. Yeah. Colby says, I did like Sophie, but she never took account and always blamed Rob, as did her mom. Yeah, wild. So Sophie told Lauren that no one got to ask them any questions about their segment, which would be Sophie's fault if she didn't, because they all had the opportunity. Lauren sat down and she was like, I was ready. When our segment came up, I literally assumed that you guys were going to have questions. I was ready, but y'all didn't ask. So now I have to go. But if you want to ask me questions, I got 5 minutes. What is it? Let me make this a little bigger for you guys. All right. They had none. She couldn't think of anything. She had no questions. So Emily was like, well, if y'all don't have any questions, let them go, which they did. Um, Not even 5. This is what I call super hypocritical. So Sophie and this, they got all mad because Lauren and Alex were leaving. You think you're better than us? We gotta go back to the house. We gotta talk about all this. But not even 5 minutes later, when Angela came in and tells everyone that they are leaving, that she and Michael are going back to the house, their house, not the mansion, no one said anything to Angela. As a matter of fact, they hugged her and told her bye. What? Now, as they was preparing to leave, Angela tells the cast that when she gets back home, she is pulling Michael's visa and he will be sent back home. Which I'm like, can you pull their visa? Like if you marry them and they make you mad, can you pull their visa? I don't think you can. Um, Colby, he tells Michael, he's like, that is your personal document. No one can take that from you. Angela, of course, gets mad. She calls Colby a male chauvinistic pig, and tells him to suck her click, but with a D, not a CL. And then she yells, we are women. We are equals. And I'm like, exactly. So if you're equals, why can't he give you his opinion? You're the one that by not allowing a man to talk to you, you're the one that is not treating y'all like equals, right? You're the one that just because he's a man, he's not entitled to tell you his opinion, or therefore he's a male chauvinistic pig. No, that's you. That is actually, you are literally being the definition of not treating him as your equal, all while yelling, we are equals. Girl, open a dictionary or something. I don't know. All right, yeah. So I think we're caught up. Now we're going to jump in to part 5. It starts right back up with Angela mad at Colby. She is calling him a bitch. She's telling Michael, she's like, you know, I ain't scared of nobody. You know that, Michael. And Michael's like, I know. It's okay. It's okay. And he's like, Colby, it's okay. I got it. It's okay, Colby. I got it. I appreciate your concern, but I got it. Angela walks off yelling, running her mouth. At one point, she like walks by Colby again and she goes, prick. And I'm like, girl, you better be glad you're not doing that like around where I live because you like if you were a man around here, I don't know. Like he might would have let you roll for a second, but after that he would have rocked you. You know what I'm saying? Like, mm-mm. And Kobe just kind of laughed about it. Um, After that, we see Kobe in a confessional. What he says, Angela may be able to control Michael now, but Angela will not be able to control Michael forever. And then he says, Angela's such an ass. And I'm like, that's very sweet of you to call her an ass because she's much more than that, to be quite honest. Now, the remaining cast members get into a van and they all head home. While in the van, Colby says that he wasn't trying to take up for Michael because Michael has probably done things that have hurt Angela. So he wasn't necessarily taken up for Michael, but it was the way that Angela talks to Michael that is unacceptable. And he says, you know, you can only take so much. A person can only take so much. He ends up saying that Michael is not as stupid as Angela thinks. He says, Michael's a smart guy. And you know what? I've been hearing rumblings that Colby may have been one of the people that Michael contacted when he left. And that would be great if he was. Like, that would be awesome if he felt like he could reach out to Colby and he did and he got help. Um, so, once back home at the mansion, Jasmine, Emily, Ed, Liz, and Patrick are all talking. I don't know, Robbie. I don't know how people can watch her and think she's a good person. So they are all talking about Ashley and Manuel because Ashley and Manuel have not made it back to the mansion yet. Jasmine says she wonders if Ashley purposely waited so long to file for the green card because she was scared that Manuel would leave her. So she's basically questioning if Ashley did it on purpose or not. Um, She then reveals to everyone that Manuel has messaged her on social media, and every time after they have a little bit of a conversation, he asks Jasmine to delete it. And he says, I want you to delete it as well. Please, Jasmine. Everybody is pretty shocked. They're like, wait, what? He messages you and he asks you to delete it? Jasmine then says that it was not inappropriate messages. It was questions about immigration and things like that. Now, Jasmine then says she feels like Manuel messaging her about like immigration stuff and then being so like hell bent on like, I got to delete it, you delete it. It makes her wonder if Ashley is a little controlling over Manuel. Meanwhile, Ashley is mad at Manuel because Manuel said that she was being selfish, that for her to prioritize the gym over his immigration papers was her being selfish. So she is mad when they get back to the mansion. She goes up to the room and she shuts Manuel out of their room. Oh, hey, Brittany. It makes me wonder if Kyra says Manuel gives me sneaky vibes. He doesn't even want her meeting his kids. And I agree. There were some episodes where I was like, that is sneaky as all get out. I think he's hilarious. But I agree. But after watching this like all of it, it made me wonder if his kids hold a little resentment towards Ashley, and that's why he doesn't want them to meet because he knows that his kids are like they don't really care for her that much because she took their dad. If it's something like that at play here, who knows though? It could be anything. So she goes to the room, shuts Manuel out. After that, Manuel does a little bit of an interview where he says that Ashley believes just because she has a roof over his head and sends his kids some money, that he should be fine, that he should be grateful, and he should be happy. He says Ashley goes to the gym, she's always working, and he's at home doing her laundry when he could have already had a job had she prioritized the paperwork. He says he could be helping his kids, he could be helping them, he could pay their bills. It seems like it eats him up that he can't do more, that he can't, and this is if he's being genuine in why he's with her. It seems like he just wants to be able to provide for him and her and the kids and not depend on her. Let's see. A little bit later, Ashley comes out and tells Manuel that the paperwork has not been easy. He tells her that she could have given him the paperwork to try to complete. She says she did print it out and she gave it to him. He tells her she never gave him any papers or he would have got them done. He then tells her that she is lying. He's like, how do you work with your clients being a liar? And I'm like, they both walk away from each other pretty heated. Ashley ends up talking to the girls where she tells them that she gets it and she should have filed the paperwork. But Manuel doesn't really make things easy, that he likes to place the blame on her about everything. Now, Manuel talks to Patrick, Colby, and Sophia. Sophie. Sophie has to translate a little bit because they don't understand Spanish. But he tells them that he has helped. That if it wasn't for him, that they wouldn't have a lawyer handling this now because he is the one that found the lawyer. Now, later on in the episode, Ashley does come in and apologizes to Manuel and told him that as soon as the paperwork is complete and he has his green card, they would go to Ecuador to see his kids. That does seem to make him feel a little bit better. After that, Liz, Ed, Patrick, and Thias are talking to Gino about he and Jasmine not being intimate. Um, all the guys are basically like, dude, just do it. Just be intimate with your wife. How are you going to go a year without being intimate? Like, you can do it. Gino is like, no, I cannot. I cannot be intimate with her when we literally fight every single day. The the group seems like they're trying to help, but they ended up making things worse because Ed told Jasmine that she had to consider Gino's feelings and not just hers. And that seemed to set Jasmine off because Jasmine was like, I have feelings, I have needs. She says that Gino doesn't make her feel wanted. She tells them that they have not. Yeah, I was going to say, didn't they say a year earlier? But that was Rob. Okay, so she says that she has not had sex in 8 months with her husband or anyone else. She says any other woman would have cheated, but she stays. She's like, you guys don't understand what that's doing to me. Like, I am frustrated. I am not well. The girls end up kind of getting her and they make her walk away. After that, Ed and some of the other cast members, they're like, well, we kind of realized how Jasmine yelling so much could definitely be one of the reasons why you have a hard time being intimate with her. Because she was kind of loud and a little extreme. You could definitely tell she was mad. Now, the girls go up to talk to Jasmine. Sophie explains that she understands Gino because she is the same as Gino. She says she finds Rob very attractive, but she cannot have sex with him if she is upset with him. Jasmine says that she feels like Gino is not attracted to her. And Sophie assures her that that is not the case. She was like, if that was all that it was, like me and Rob will probably be doing it every day. She said, but when I am not well with Rob, like there needs to be a connection there. Like your brain and that down there. It's got to be a connection. And if you know you're fighting and you're feeling some type of way, it's not going to connect. Can't happen. She said, I'm the same way. And even Liz was like, that could be a good thing that he cannot be intimate with a woman, that he like doesn't like, he can't just be intimate with just anybody from the way that it seems. Jasmine says that she cannot keep doing this. So Sophie encourages Jasmine to make a time that if things haven't gotten any better, that she would leave. So Jasmine tells the girls in 1 month, if the relationship was no better, she's going to leave Gino. I think that shocked the girls. 1 month, they were like, "Ooh, we didn't expect that." Sophie and Rob are in the same room. They share a few laughs before things get a little serious. Rob tells Sophie that he feels like she doesn't need him and He has felt that way for a long time. He tells her he has been going to therapy because he deals with a lot of crap due to their relationship. He tells her that he would like for them to both go to therapy because he has been going to therapy. He wants them to give their relationship an honest shot. So she agrees. Now, back with Gino, he goes to talk to Jasmine. They both agree that they are tired of the fighting. Jasmine thinks that maybe them spending some time apart, so they can miss each other would be helpful for their relationship. She was like, maybe we could start dating again. We can have some time apart and miss each other. You could pick me up, take me on dates. Not like a real separation, but just something to where we miss each other. Gino tells the camera that he believes they have hope, while Jasmine tells the camera that she isn't excited to go back home because it's back to reality and she doesn't know if she and Gino will make it. After that, the couples are packing to leave. They're saying their last goodbyes. They're hugging. They're taking photos. Patrick gives a little interview where he says that Gino and Jasmine's relationship was a whole mess, while Colby and Emily seem to have a great relationship. Patrick said that he felt like Liz was scandalous. He says one night Jason is here and they're all over each other. Then the next night she's holding hands with Ed. And that Ed told him that Liz told Ed that Ed was better in bed. Patrick then laughed and said, Ed probably made that part up though. Probably. Ed's trying to reclaim that manhood ever since the episode where Liz was like, Ed's got a small penis. He's like, oh God. So now he's got to try to fix that. We then see Rob. They do leave together, but in a little bit of a confessional before they leave. Rob says they're not in a good place, but he has hope. But they're not together today, from my understanding. All right. Liz is going to leave next. She says she's got closure from Ed. She says she felt guilty for still having some feelings. She said that Ed told her he wanted to be friends, but after this, she says she had no plans on seeing or talking to Ed again, which I just kind of find hard to believe considering. I don't know. I just feel like I doubt that. Ed walks Liz out. Ed is kind of funny. I mean, I don't like him, but he is kind of funny because she like walks up and he's like, "Here, I'll walk you out, but I'm not carrying your luggage." I'm like, what? But he does end up carrying her luggage. It was just a joke. So at one point, he's like, thank you for coming and ruining my life. I'm like, oh my goodness. Then he laughs. And then when they're outside in what appears to be a sweet, genuine moment, Ed says, thank you so much for being a part of my life. I don't want to say goodbye because I'm going to be stalking you. So again, a joke. I thought it was funny. They hugged and Liz left. She told Ed to behave when she was getting into the vehicle, and he said, I won't. And they took off. Next, we have Ashley and Manuel. They are going to leave next. So before they leave, Manuel had a pretty emotional interview where he tells us that he's not going to be putting so much energy or so much of himself into someone that is not reciprocating that. He says he wants to leave Ashley, but he hasn't told her yet. And I was like, oh, because I think they're still together. And the day after this episode aired, Ashley went live on Instagram and she hadn't watched the episode yet. Everybody was like, what did you think about the episode? She's like, oh, I haven't watched it yet. I fell asleep early last night. I'm going to have to watch it today. And I was like, do you know that your man said he wanted to leave you? Anyways, he went on to explain that if he was back in Ecuador, he could work. Maybe not earning much, but he would be there with his kids. And it would be him that was taking care of his kids and him not having to depend on someone else. Yeah, my jaw dropped too when he said he was going to leave her. I was like, whoop. And whoop. He says he's not going to miss his kids' lives for Ashley. And I was like, whoa. Now, in the next clip, it was pretty hilarious because Manuel was coming down the I don't know why my notes I put the ladder, but I mean the stairs. And this is him with the backpack on right here. And he opens his arms and he yells, I love you, and extends his arms. And Ashley walks up to him and goes to hug him. And he like sidesteps her and says, not you, my friend, and goes to Kobe and hugs Kobe. And I thought that was hilarious. Um, Kobe, Emily, Ashley, and Manuel all leave in the same vehicle together. There they are going out the door. And just when we thought it was the end of this season, bam, we are hit with another segment. Like her, I was shocked as well. I was like, there's more? All right. So, in the new segment, the network brings in a lie detector specialist and they decide every cast member can write one question down for any other cast member. The only thing is, the cast member doesn't have to do the lie detector test. They can do it or they cannot. Jasmine likes this idea. She clarifies with Sean. She's like, so can I ask Gino a question? Sean's like, yeah, anybody. Then Gino looks at Jasmine and he's like, did you have a question for me? And she goes, I don't know. It's anonymous because they told him, like, don't worry, it's anonymous. Whatever your question is, nobody's going to know that it came from you. So then he's like, did you ask me a question? She's like, I don't know. It's anonymous. I thought that was hilarious. Now, everyone is very concerned about the accuracy of the test, if them being nervous could affect it. And the director literally said something that is not true. He said, it's medical equipment. It is 100% accurate. And I'm like, that's not true because that's why lie detector tests are not used in court because they are not 100% accurate. Anyways, Gino was the first person to take the test. Gino was the first person to ask to be taken, to given the test. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. So they wanted Gino to do the lie detector test at first. And he's like, I'm not really feeling it. I don't think I'm going to do it. And he says, because I still don't know how accurate it's going to be. And Jasmine goes, it's okay, I promise. Jasmine was trying to encourage him because she had a question for him. Next, he's like, I'm not going to do it. So they're like, okay. So then the lie detector guy says, next on the list is Jasmine. And Gino's like, you know what? You don't have to do it since I didn't do it. But Jasmine takes the hot seat. Jasmine had 3 questions she needed to answer. While attaching the machine, Emily asked if Jasmine's boobs would interfere with the reading, to which John, the lie detector guy, said, implants are fine. And Big Ed yelled, those are real. That's hilarious. I'm like, that is so funny. The first question is, are you attracted to Gino? She said yes. She passed. Gino obviously got very excited. The second question was, did you cheat on Gino the night before you left for America? She said no. She passed again. The third question was, do you plan on leaving Gino? She said no. And once again, she passed. Now, even though the director told her there was 3 questions, there was one more question. Do you think your boobs are too big? She said yes. And that was a lie. Oh, I done flew through all this. She said yes, she thought they were too big, and she was lying. And she goes, actually, I want to get bigger. I was like, wow. They're already about to pop out. Like, girl, don't go bigger, please. So Jasmine did really good. Next on the list was Sophia. Why am I forgetting their names? Either way, she refused. She was like, nope, I'm not going to do it. Then Liz was the next one, and everybody seemed very shocked When they're like, Liz, you're next, everybody's like, what? She refused. She was like, no. She said, me and my new man made an agreement that when I leave here, the past is in the past and we are focusing on the future. Happy early birthday, Colby. And I don't know. I just got weird vibes from that. Because I'm like, if it's going to be left in the past, why not get it out in the clear now? Because you haven't left yet. So if there's something that a question that your cast members have, I feel like she was scared that they were going to ask, are you still in love with Ed? Do you still want to be with Ed? Or something like that. So that's why she declined. No, that was all the questions that the cast members had. Um, so they took a break. Once in the back, like backstage, Colby tells Gino, he's like, so Emily had a question for you. Her question was, do you prefer for Jasmine to suck your toes over a BJ? And Gino said, I would rather her sucking on my dirty, disgusting toes. And I'm like, is he serious or is he joking too? Does Gino got a sense of humor that I haven't seen this yet? Or is he like legit? And then it showed a clip, and I'm not going to show the clip. It showed a clip of Jasmine sucking his toes. I won't show the clip of her sucking his toes, but that was him receiving the toe sucking. Ugh. And Jasmine, he's like, oh, yeah, right there. Get in between that one. And she literally goes, it tastes like cheese. That was wild. I can't even believe that they showed that, but that they even did that on TV. Like, girl, your kids are going to see that. Whoever you work with from the rest of your life will know about that. That's wild. After that, Colby, Liz, Rob, and Gino all talk about how Jasmine is so funny, how she has no filter and just very authentic. After that, we are still backstage, and we see a clip where Ashley tells Jasmine that she is mad at Alex because he told her to shut up during Jasmine and Gino's segment. Ashley is very mad about it. We see the clip, and Ashley did cut Jasmine off as Jasmine was talking. Jasmine was in the middle of talking. It was about Jasmine and Gino, and Ashley went to say something, but Jasmine was not done talking. So we see that clip. We see Alexi do this, like, but Jasmine says, I do feel like Alex owes you an apology for telling you to shut up because they understood it as Alex telling Ashley to shut up. Now, once back at the house, Ashley brings this up to Alex. She tells everyone that she was having a good time, but now she's not having a good time because someone's ruined her good time. And everybody's like, who? And she's like, Alex. He seemed very confused. He was like, would you please enlighten me as to like what I did to make you mad? So when she told him that she was upset because he told her to shut up, he explained that this means wait a second, that it doesn't mean shut up. She tells him, she was like, well, I was trying to speak. And he says, yes, but so was Jasmine. And Jasmine was already speaking when you started. They do end up making amends, and all is well after that. After that, we jump over to Big Ed and Liz. They are sitting down chit chatting, and Ed tells Liz a story of like after they split up, he was mad at her. He went to Walgreens and he left their engagement picture on the counter at Walgreens because he was mad at her. He says he went back the next day to get his prescription, and they were like, here, you accidentally forgot this. And they gave it back to him. So he ended up back with it. Liz actually asked if she could keep it. I guess I flipped too soon. Liz asked him if she could keep it, and he says yes. And he tells Liz that he knows if he would have married her, he would have destroyed her. So he'd rather part ways with them just being friends. After that, Patrick and Big Ed have a sit down together where Patrick calls Ed out for being all cuddled and snuggled up with Liz the whole time, to which Ed doesn't deny it. Patrick even throws it in there that they were holding hands at certain points. Patrick says, if Jason saw the way that you and Liz were acting, he would be done with her. To which Ed's like, I know. Patrick asked Ed if he was trying to have one more time for old time's sake. If, they were trying to he was trying to bump uglies for old time's sake with Liz. Ed says he could have had that if he wanted it, that he could have bumped uglies with Liz if he wanted to, but he did not want to hurt Liz more than she was already hurt. And I'm like, good on you. Good on you. Yeah, yeah, I think his name is Alexi, but they call him Alex. Um, I've heard him called Alexi and Alex. So, right, it wasn't that deep for Ashley to confront him. Right. Yeah, I didn't either. Like when it showed the clip, I was like, oh, it was clear he was just like, hold on a second, you know. Even when she was like, well, I'm gonna finish if that's okay with Alexi, he was like, sure. Like, okay. She was like, well, just keep the hand gestures to yourself. And he goes, thumbs up. Okay. Um, all right. Everything got swapped around. Sorry, guys. Okay. So, yeah, Ed was like, I could have bumped uglies with Liz if I really wanted to, like basically saying she was down, but I didn't want to hurt her any more than I already have, so I didn't. Now, later back at the house, Ed asked Liz to unblock herself from his social media accounts because he had blocked her and he couldn't figure out how to unblock her. After she unblocks herself, he says, don't be mad at me, but I poisoned your drink, so you're gonna die within an hour. He's a mean guy, but he's pretty funny. In a confessional, Liz says that she's not in love with Ed, but she still has a lot of love for Ed. That she is grateful for the time that she had with him in the house, that it did give her closure. She says that she loves Jason and she wants to be with Jason, and she hates that she is emotionally overwhelmed because of Ed. She says she is totally comfortable with shutting this chapter of her life and starting over with Jason. Now, back at the table, she asked Ed if he is going to be okay. She's like, "Are you going to be okay?" And he says, "I think so. I think I'm fixable. It's just going to take some time." Which, by the look that Liz gave him when he said that, you could tell that hurt her feelings. The two hugged it out, decided to go to bed. When she was walking to go to bed, she got a message from Ed. And she was like, look, I just unblocked him and I've already got messages from him. So she reads the messages. He is basically saying, I don't think anyone in this world would ever understand the love that we have for each other and how we want what's best for each other. He thanked Liz for always being his friend. And then he said, and by the way, you still owe me $50. So back at the set, the final day, Colby and Emily had gotten into an argument the night before, and it has spilled over into the next day where Emily is upset. She is crying. She explains to us that Colby wants to name the baby after his BFF Valerie and call him a Tim, Colby calls his best friend a Tim. That's a cute name. But Valerie doesn't like Emily, so obviously Emily doesn't want to name her baby after somebody that doesn't like her. Colby walks into the room and they have a discussion. And basically, Emily says that Colby is not compromising at all. Colby tells Emily that he always does what she wants and goes with the flow, that this is the one thing that he wants. He said before she even got pregnant, he told her that if they had another baby, he wanted to name the baby after his BFF. And he's like, you didn't object then, so why now? We then see a little clip of the baby, which I should have found, but for some reason I didn't. I don't know why. But Emily gave birth, and the baby is wearing a shirt that says a Tim. So they actually did name the baby after Colby's best friend. After that, we see one more clip. Well, actually, not one more clip. We see another clip of Angela and Michael. Angela is telling us how she made Michael give him his wedding ring back to her. She says, as far as she is concerned, he is married to the United States of America and not her. So she wanted her ring back. She reveals that she believes she lost the ring after she got it. She was like, and if I did, that's a sign from God. We then see Michael. He tells us that that ring has been on his finger for 4 years. But then him and Angela got into an argument, which I doubt it was even an argument. It was probably her just being mad at him. So she demanded to have it back. So to try to not make not make matters worse, he ended up giving the ring to Angela. He shows his finger, and there is like an indentation on his finger. I didn't get to get a good picture of it, but there's literally an indentation on his finger from where he's wore the ring so long, and his fingers have like gained weight. So it's like an indentation in the finger. We then jump back over to Angela. She says, if when I get home I find it, then whatever. But if not, I'm taking that as a sign and I'm sending him home. Then we jump over to Hazelhurst 3 days after filming Wrapped. We see this video of Angela that she recorded from her own cell phone, where she says, after they got home, her worst nightmare or her worst fear came true. You literally kept telling him you were going to send him home. When I get home, I'm going to, y'all, there was a very sad part where when they were leaving, Michael was like following her and she like tried to turn him around. And she's like, no, go with Colby, stay with Colby. And like he kind of turned around and kind of looked confused for a second and then like turned back around and followed her. And I thought, can you imagine how he felt leaving this event where all these people are there and you and your wife are leaving and she turns you around and tells you, no, go stay with that person. Don't come on with me, stay with that person. Like, because of the way that I take these screenshots, I can't get just any screenshot. It only shows certain screenshots. I wish I could have got that screenshot of when she turned him around and said, stay with Colby, because he was hurt. It was like the first night in the mansion where he had to sleep on the couch. He's like, I'm always the couch man. Very sad. All right. So, yeah, she says she got home. Her worst fear came true. Michael left 3 days after they got home. We also see an update for Michael where he tells us that after they got home, Angela began an argument with him, yelling at him again, and he just couldn't take it. He says, so she left to run errands, or he said, so she left to get errands. He says, I got my jacket, my backpack, my documents, and I left on foot. He tells us how he walked 5 hours. So much. He walked so much that he said he felt like his legs were going to fall off. He says he was almost bitten by a dog, but God saved him. He finally got to where he was able to use someone's phone to call a friend. His friend helped him get on a bus where he rode 18 hours to get to where he is now. He says he's here for the right reasons, from the bottom of his heart. But what he was expecting when he moved to the United States with his wife isn't what he got. He says he just wants to move on with his life, that no one deserves to be treated the way that he was treated, and he just could not take it anymore. We then see one more clip of Angela where she says, I'll see you soon, Michael, either getting on a plane or in a courtroom, but I'll see you soon. Last month, Angela filed for an annulment. Basically, she's hoping if she can get the marriage annulled, he will have to be sent back home, from my understanding. He basically his attorney is asking the courts to hold Angela in contempt for misusing the court system by asking for an annulment. So he filed asking for a divorce, and he is countersuing Angela for court costs, attorney fees, um, spousal support, and things like that. So I'm going to continue to keep up with this. I have reached out to Michael. He's very nice. Um, so yeah, I'm like shocked that anybody, Skyla, any of Angela's friends that know her, could watch her behave this way and think that's fine. And I might could even somewhat understand it if we saw Michael yelling and screaming and constantly doing things to attack her, but we don't see that. We see him very cool, calm, and collected. Yes, he's made some mistakes, he cheated, but now they are like, you are a liar always, 24/7, and everything that you do is a lie. And I don't believe that. But yes, because they're scared of her. Exactly. They are scared of her. But I don't know if they are filming again for a new season. I personally think that Angela should be fired because nobody should be on TV treating anybody like that. I hope Michael gets all that he's asking for in this divorce. I hope he gets spousal support. I hope he gets finds him a nice wife, has a bunch of kids, and I hope one day Angela realizes that her and Michael probably could have been happy together because that man would have, look what he took to be with her, and it was just where he couldn't take it no more. And we've heard so many stories about her locking him in a room, her tasing him. We don't know if those are true, but if they are, my goodness. So that was part 5 of the tell all, you guys. It's late. It's almost 9:30, and my chest is hurting for some reason. Again, it's not like anxiety, though. It's almost like a pulled muscle or something. And when I talk, it actually hurts a little worse. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one out. You guys let me your thoughts in the comment section below. I worked all day on this, all day. And I had so much more to say, but I'm going to have to wrap it up. If you guys love keeping up with 90 Day Fiance, like I said, at the end of this week, either Friday or possibly Monday, I'm going to have somebody on that you guys, I'm super excited about this. Super duper excited about it's somebody that you won't want to ask questions, that you won't want to question them. What about this? What about that? How did this happen? Um, so yeah, you guys know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe. We're trying to get 100,000 subscribers, so please do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out, and I will see you guys in the next one tomorrow.